Listen to me. I know $18 an hour is a fantastic job for a kid with no education, no formal skill set. That's a great job. And if it has the ability to turn into a career, great. I want to help. I want to help that happen for you.
Yes, sir.
And I'm telling you right now, the best way to do that is deal with your crap. And yeah, it's going to be hard. You're going to have to be juggling some stuff. You're going to have to give up some things. But you know, I don't know if you've ever heard this. Nothing worth having is easy. Especially when you're talking about going to counseling, you're gonna have to talk to strangers about shit you don't want to talk about. But that's the only way to get it out in the daylight so you can fix it. Learn how to deal with it in a healthy way. I'm telling you, if the only trauma you had in your life was your brother getting killed, that's enough. All right. Good morning, Mr. Rangel.
Good morning.
All right, I've got two files. First one I'm looking at is the October 14, 2019 drinking and driving file.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, according to probation, you failed to provide documentation of mental health treatment, failed to provide documentation of community service hours, failed to appear for testing at onsite on October 27th. Let's see. Additional information, you showed up at adult Wellbeing Services on August 14th and September 1, but you never went back. Diluted samples at onset on October 9 and November 25. All right, you told probation that you had done 54 hours at Packard Health, but Packard Health says they don't do community service. So on that file, Art, is there anything to add?
No, Your Honor. Yes, there is, Your Honor. There's only one thing I would like to add. As far as Mr. Rangel is concerned, he has experienced some loss this summer. His brother passed away in a motorcycle accident.
Sorry to hear that, Mr. Rangel.
All right.
But I had some flexibility with him, Your Honor, as far as to getting into everything and assisting him with getting into all the different angles of everything he needed to do. However, on every turn, he's just been dishonest with me, and it's been a year at this point. So, you know, at this point, I don't see, although I would like him to seek mental health treatment, I don't know that this court will be able to enforce it at the level we would like.
Mr. Rangel, you working?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
Old Dominion Freight.
How long you been with them?
Since I want to say September.
Full time?
Part-time, full hours. I haven't got hired in full-time yet.
Okay. But I mean, you're doing 40 hours a week?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything you want to tell me about the drinking and driving file?
I actually, I missed the test on 10/27 because I was actually quarantined, and I've been diluting I haven't been meaning to dilute my piss, but like I have a hard time pissing in front of somebody or peeing. My bad. And I drink too much water. That's my problem before I go in, so it dilutes it. I was wondering if there's anything else I could do to, instead of using the restroom in front of somebody.
What about the community service hours that you claimed you'd done at a place that doesn't do community service?
To be honest, I did lie, but my sister did help me Monday, and she helped me find Habitat for Humanity. So I'm going to go there probably tomorrow and see if I can start there and then just keep doing. Hopefully have it finished by January 29th.
Why didn't you follow through with adult wellbeing services?
I actually got an appointment set up December 11th.
Yeah, but why didn't you do it back in August and September when you started it?
Because I didn't think I needed it. At the same time, I thought I did, but and then I just started working because the place where I was working before, I had time to talk to him in the morning, and ever since I started that new job, I couldn't talk to him or nothing. I couldn't call him because I would be at work.
All right, let's talk about the assault and battery file. On that one, similar situation. You've told probation you've been going to Schroeder counseling, but Schroeder says you're not showing up. True?
Yes, Your Honor, that's true.
What do you got? You got some ready?
I have one that I'm working on. It's on my list to get around.
Why don't you send him a text if he wants to do them?
Okay.
Mr. Rangel, what do you think I should do with these files? If you were in my shoes, what would you be thinking about right now?
That this kid lied to his probation officer. I mean, you can do pretty much whatever you'd like.
Well, I know I can. I'm saying if you were wearing the black robe today and I was wearing that plaid shirt, what would you do?
Probably extend his probation. I mean, this has only been my first violation. So,
Well, it's the first time you've seen me for violating, but you
Yeah.
violated a number of different orders.
that's true.
When did your brother was killed in an accident?
Yeah.
When?
June 20th.
Brother, you need the mental health services just for that.
Yeah, no.
Older brother, younger brother?
Older.
How much older?
3 years.
I bet you guys were pretty tight, weren't you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Dude, you need mental health services just to survive that trauma. Forget about court. That's a
Yeah.
major freaking hit.
That's true.
Mr. Rangel, what are you, 19, 20?
19.
Mr. Rangel, hear my heart on this, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to end up putting you in jail if I can't get you to do the treatment. I don't want to put you in jail. You're 19 years old. You got some serious stuff going on right now. If you'll walk the walk that we've laid out for you, you're going to be better off for the rest of your life. Get the help we're trying to get for you.
Yeah, I understand that you guys are trying to help, but it's pretty hard trying to go with my schedule for work.
But
It's my
Mr.
only
Rangel, hold on a
issue.
minute. Hold on a minute. Let's talk about that job. What are they paying you?
$18 an hour.
All right, good job. Can it be a career?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then make this work, because I got news for you. If you don't deal with some of the demons that we're trying to get you to deal with, you won't have that job 3 years from now anyhow. Brother, listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this shit for a long time.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're dealing with some serious demons, and you're not going to be able to be the employee that they want if you don't deal with the demons. How long you been with them?
3 months.
Right, 3 months. All right, if you want to make a career with them, you got to be a great employee for 3 years to even get your foot in the door when they're thinking about hiring you and making a career for you. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Listen to me. I know $18 an hour is a fantastic job for a kid with no education, no formal skill set. That's a great job. And if it has the ability to turn into a career, great. I want to help. I want to help that happen for you.
Yes, Your
And I'm
Honor.
telling you right now, the best way to do that is deal with your crap.
Yeah, I need to.
You know I'm right.
You are right.
And yeah, it's going to be hard. You're going to have to be juggling some stuff. You're going to have to give up some things. But you know, I don't know if you've ever heard this. Nothing worth having is easy. It's true.
Yeah.
You're going to have to work at this. Especially when you're talking about going to counseling. You're going to have to talk to strangers about shit you don't want to talk about. But that's the only way to get it out in the daylight so you can fix it. Learn how to deal with it in a healthy way. I'm telling you, if the only trauma you had in your life was your brother getting killed, that's enough to send you into treatment. Let the professionals help you deal with the grieving process. How many times since June have you been pissed at your older brother because he died on you?
How many times have I been pissed at him?
Yeah.
Because he died?
Haven't you gotten angry because he died and left you?
Yeah, multiple times.
Right. Right. And then you feel guilty because you're mad at him, right?
Right.
And that messes up your head, brother. All understandable. Completely human reactions to a tragedy like that. But you're not dealing with it well. I'm going to suggest that probably you're not dealing with it at all. You're just kind of shoving it in the back of your head and trying to soldier on.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
And Mr. Rangel, I can promise you, like I can promise you the sun will come up tomorrow. I promise you that if you don't figure out a better way to deal with that than shove it in the back of your head, 20 years from now, you're going to wish you listened to me. Because the longer you bury that kind of trauma, the harder it is to deal with.
Yeah. Try not to deal with it. That's my issue.
I know, and you can't. You have to deal with it. That kind of trauma can't be just shoved under the, shoved in the back of the sock drawer and forget about it, because it always comes back.
It does always come back.
And I'm also going to guess that you've probably got other trauma in your life, maybe not that tragic, but you've got other trauma in your background that's causing you to deal with things inappropriately as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
And there's no doubt in my mind, Mr. Rangel, if you don't seek the help that's available for you now, you're just going to make a lot of struggles come your way that you might have been able to avoid.
Hey.
Brother, I'm willing to take another chance on you. I'm willing to extend your probation, try to get you on track. I'm willing to do that, but don't waste our time.
Won't waste your time this time.
If you're having trouble, you got to get a hold of Art and say, look, this is my problem. Testing. We can probably come up with some other testing for you, but pretty much anything we find other than you peeing a cup is probably going to be pretty pricey.
I'm fine with that.
Art, what I'd like to do is I'd just like to adjourn this for right now. And I don't care if it's, we talked to Mr. Rangel. Did I lose you, Mr. Rangel?
No, I had a phone call.
Sorry.
I declined it.
I don't care if we just adjourn it for a week or whatever. Art, I want you to have a chance to have some conversation with Mr. Rangel and then come up with a plan, how we can move forward and try to get him on track.
Okay, he did indicate to me that he has an appointment with adult well. He indicated he has an appointment with adult well-being services on 12/11. That's a good start. I'd like to focus with him on his mental health treatment and attending consistently and testing, and maybe putting the anger management, suspend that in the community service right now.
I'm okay with that. I think mental health is job one. Well, I think the top two priorities are tied for first place. Keeping him from using and getting him into the mental health treatment.
Absolutely.
Mr. Rangel,
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
agree with me?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, all right, I'm just going to make a note. We're going to adjourn these without date until you have a chance to talk to Mr. Rangel and put a plan together, and then we'll just schedule another Zoom.
Okay.
Mr.
Sounds
Rangel, that
good.
plan?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Let us help you, Mr. Rangel, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Seriously, guy, if you're going to work that job, you're not moving out of the area. I'm not planning on going anywhere. I don't want to deal with you 10, 15 years down the road for more of this stuff.
I understand that.
All right.
I don't want to either.
That's the first step, Mr. Rangel. Take the help we're offering, brother.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you. You too.
Mr. Sikowski will be in touch.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Raymond. Judge, that is the first time I think I felt like we've actually done something here. I mean, I just,
He was honest with us today.
yeah, I mean, I
Yep.
didn't tell him, you know, I let him sit on this for a few days on that Packard Health thing because, and I just, you know, but I was going to throw that out. I wasn't looking to put him in jail either. I wanted him to get his help,
Yep.
but damn it, he needed to talk to you is what he needed to do.
Yeah, and I think today we actually got into the real stuff a little bit.
Yep.
All right, let's bring Mr. McDaniel in.
Okay, sounds
And then
good.
it looks like I've got at least one attorney ready for a sentencing, so I might go there.
Okay.
Morning.
Mr. McDaniel, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
All right. I've got your audio. I don't have video, which is okay. I've got an April 14, 2019 charge. According to probation, we had you scheduled on October 15th. Now we got video. Thank you. On October 15th, we had you for a violation of probation hearing. We adjourned it for you to get on the alcohol monitor, increase treatment, start doing AA. According to Mr. Sikowski, you failed to appear at onsite on October 27 and November 6. Let's see. Started individual treatment with First Step on 12/2. Did complete the monitor, alcohol monitor. All right. So Art, it looks like we might have him almost on track. Nothing ready.
Yeah, Your Honor, I believe we do. When we were in court last time, he did ask to suspend the alcohol testing, and we agreed. And so I do believe that he thought that meant, you know, testing in general.
Yeah, I can understand that confusion.
So other than that, I think he's back on track, and I've been in constant contact with his therapist, and I think we're getting somewhere.
He's engaging with the therapy.
Absolutely.
Good, good. Mr. McDaniel, getting anything out of it or just keeping me off your back?
Get some out of it, man. This is a blessing in disguise, actually.
Great.
It's really helped me, man. It made me see a whole different me. You know what I mean? So,
Have you learned anything about where all the anger comes from?
I had issues with that my whole life. I did go through a anger management with First Step,
Yep.
and that helped me a lot.
Awesome.
It helped me a lot.
Good.
I'm able to sit down and, you know, and meditate and do what I got to do and get my mind right and do it without alcohol.
Beautiful. This might save your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. You just made my day.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So he's back on track. What do you want to do with him?
Just back on reporting, Your Honor.
All right. Good job, Mr. McDaniel.
Thank you, sir.
I'll call
Okay.
you to report today, Mr. Daniel.
Keep it up, Mr. McDaniel.
Yes, sir.
Making me proud. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Art, what's your next one? Who else you got?
I got that Mikos Williams that were waiting on jail.
All right,
Call him back.
I'm just gonna mute you. If you get an answer, just give me a thumbs up and then I'll know you're ready for me. One file. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, Debbie. Counsel, you must be using your wife's computer.
No, oh yeah, that's my sister's computer. I'm Danny Calabat. Sorry.
No problem.
Hey, Danny.
I figured you weren't Debbie.
Yes. Hi, Robert.
All right. Counsel, your appearance for Mr. Goleniak.
Sure. Dan Calabat appearing on behalf of Robert Goleniak.
And Mr. Goleniak, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right, you gentlemen are on screen today for a sentencing. Counsel, have you had a chance to go over the report and recommendation from probation?
Yes, Your Honor, I did review it with my client.
Anything factually that we have to correct?
No, factually, we have no additions, deletions, or changes.
All right, anything by way of elocution?
Yes, Your Honor. We read the recommendation by the probation department. We're just asking if we could please minimize the probation. This is an old case from, I believe, back in 2013.
It is, yeah.
He hasn't been in trouble since. Honestly, he's had a past before. It's in the report. He has a therapist. He's a psychologist he talks to. He's on Suboxone. He's almost done with it. He's really cleaned his life up. He's got his license back. He's in Florida. He hasn't been in Michigan in years. And, he understands he had a past, but he's all cleaned up, and he's been testing through this therapist, all negative since he's been testing for a year.
Beautiful.
Yep. He does smoke some marijuana. It just helps him eat a little bit. It's not something he needs. So that's up to you. He doesn't really.
We'll talk about that.
Either way. Yeah.
All right. Mr. Goleniak, what do you do with Rob's service? What do you service?
I do handyman work, anything that the customers need, and I do a lot of volunteer work in my community.
How long you been doing the handyman stuff?
Almost 5 years now.
Okay. All right. And are you in an area where there's lots of old folks? Because they sure need handyman services.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Counsel, I kind of cut you off. Was there anything else you wanted to tell me?
No, that's okay, Your Honor. No, that's about it. Just, he's cleaned his life up, and he just wants.
Looks like it. Yeah. Looks like it. All right. Mr. Goleniak, am I saying that right? Goleniak?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Goleniak, is there anything you want to add to what Mr. Calabat's told me?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Sentencing. Fines and costs on this file, $720. We've got a $50 misdemeanor tax to the state of Michigan, $75 victims fund fee to the state of Michigan, bench warrant of $50, late fee of $50, clearance fee of $45, restitution to the city of Romulus in the amount of $200. Excuse me. I'm going to put you on probation for 12 months. Probation fee is $480. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'll always entertain a request to terminate probation early. If you get through 6 months with no problems, you do everything we tell you to do, there's no hiccups, I can guarantee if probation comes to me and asks me to close you out early, I'm going to tell them yes.
Okay, that won't be a problem.
I don't think it will, or I probably wouldn't make the offer.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I appreciate it.
So on the fines and costs, or the total is $1,670. I can just give you a due date, or I can just let you work out some kind of monthly payments with probation.
I can give you about 800 today.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Can I, with the $45 clearance fee, it's not a big fee, but he already paid it, I think, and I appreciate you allowed him to pay it sooner than later so he can get his license back, and that's how he got his license back. If you need it still, if it doesn't show it in the file, it's no big issue.
I don't, but I'll let probation confirm that. And if it hasn't been paid, then we'll take it out of that first payment.
Thank you.
I'm wondering if maybe there was another companion case, like a civil infraction or something.
I believe.
No. It looks like he paid $45 back in October.
Yes.
So he got his license
Paid
back.
90 actually.
Yeah, because there was 2 clearance fees.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, so that 1670 is going to be less than that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so 1625, $800 now and payments.
Okay.
You work that out with probation.
Appreciate
Any
it.
questions, gentlemen?
Where do I pay this money at?
Actually, you know what? Why don't you just send it in the mail? Because if you pay it online, they're going to hit you probably another 50 or 60 bucks for that fee.
Okay. Is this the address right here on the paperwork?
11131 South Wayne Road.
Okay.
I can give you that address, Ron. Robert, I'll give it to you. I don't
Thank
want to
you.
waste your time. I'll give you
All right.
that.
Thank you. I
Good luck,
appreciate it.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ron.
Have a good
Be
day.
safe. Have a
Happy
good day.
holidays.
Thank you, counsel. You too.
Thank you. Good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sharon, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, pick one. Who would you like to start with?
Malash, since he was on first.
You know what? He was on before I was.
Oh,
But
wow.
I don't think, for some reason, I don't have his file yet. So let me,
Okay.
hey, Paula, would you call Katie and find out if she's ready on Malash? I don't have a file on him. Who else is ready for you?
Riley.
That one I've got right in front of me. So let me see if I can bring Riley in. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Riley's in my waiting room.
Uh-oh.
Well, here's a phone number that I don't know who it is. I think that's probably Riley.
Yes, this is me.
All right.
Okay.
Good morning, Miss Riley.
Good morning.
Miss Greer, your appearance for Miss Riley, please.
Sharon Greer appearing on behalf of Miss Riley, Your Honor, and we're
All
ready
right,
to proceed.
Thank you. We've got a file from November 17, 19, drinking and driving. Let's see. We've got a ETG positive test at JAMS on October 17. Failed to provide documentation of substance abuse treatment or alcohol level education level 2. Failed to provide documentation of 48 hours community service. Failed to appear for testing at JAMS on 9/19. Also on 11/20. Says that she had admitted consuming wine on October 16. Growth work scheduled this afternoon. Okay.
Katie said a lot never came directly.
Oh,
So they have to check it.
all right. And ask her if she's joining me. I thought she was going to join me on my probation violations. Ms. Greer, the problem with Mr. Malash is he never talked to probation. He was supposed to go to their waiting room first.
Yes, he was at 8 o'clock. Everyone was supposed to be there at 8.
Yeah, he got stuck in my waiting room. Unfortunately, I didn't tell him to go there. I got her. All right, Miss Blount, on Miss Riley's file, anything to add to what I've got on paper?
No, Judge.
All right, what's your recommendation?
Since she was honest with her drinking and upfront of why she drank and how much she drank, I am just looking to adjourn this to get community service documentation from GrowthWorks, get her first payment, and kind of just let that one positive slide for now if there's no further testing issues in the future.
All right, Miss Riley, where's the new job?
I work at Ascension in Novi. It's a hospital.
Full-time?
Yep, I do full time.
Good, good. All right, ladies, you heard the recommendation for probation. I'm assuming that's all right with the defense.
Yes, Your
Yes.
Honor. Miss Riley did say that she's going to do her community. She's going to start her community service this Thursday at the Red Cross.
Good.
So,
All right,
so it
good.
looks like everything is covered once she goes into her growth works this afternoon and gets on a payment plan.
Okay,
I think all of the requirements would be met.
all right. What's our next date? Ms. Blunt?
January 13th.
Are you setting a time?
I've been setting them at 8 o'clock because they need to talk to me by 8
Yep.
o'clock.
Okay. All right, Ms. Riley, that work?
Yes, that works.
All right, good luck.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. Sharon, who's next?
I have a person that's Brienthal.
Yeah.
Brienthal?
Have you talked to Brienthal yet, Katie?
I have not spoke with Brienthal yet.
That's because they're having a hard time getting onto the Zoom. And so I was
Okay.
wondering if there might be a phone number where they could call in, because they've been communicating with me since 8 a.m. and they just can't do it.
Katie, can you talk to them on the phone?
Yeah, I don't really have anything to update. I've been speaking with them kind of regularly. I just spoke with him yesterday.
All right, then maybe what we need, bring me the file and I'll just call him on the speakerphone.
Okay, perfect. And I'll just write his number right on here.
Okay. And Ms. Greer, other than Brienthal, I'm going to get my hands on the file. Malash has to talk to Katie before we talk to him. And that's it for you?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm going to put you back in the waiting room until I get Brienthal's ready to go.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Katie's got one if you don't mind.
Good morning.
Good morning, counsel. I'm trying to
How are
bring
you?
Mr. Greer. I'm doing well. I'm trying to get Mr. Greer in right now.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Greer, are we connected?
I'm connected. I hear you.
All right. Good morning. Counsel, your appearance, please, for Mr. Greer.
Yes, for the record, my name is Sanford Melder of the law firm of Melder and Melder, representing Kurt Greer today, Judge.
And you fellows are here for sentencing. Have you had a chance to go over the report and recommendation prepared by probation?
Yes, Judge, I received it yesterday. I've reviewed it. I sent a copy to my client. We talked about it. We believe the report is factually correct.
Good.
Specifically, we would not offer any corrections or omissions to the report, Your Honor.
All right. Anything by way of allocution, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. I would advise the court that my client did plead guilty. This is his first ever criminal offense. He has pled guilty approximately 11 months ago to an offense that occurred, 11 months ago. He's never had a drinking offense. He's never had any drug use. He has been maintained total sobriety since that offense. We would, as to the recommendations on the pre-sentence report and recommendation, I would ask the court, given the situation with COVID, my client is still working full-time. We have no objections to the probation fines and costs. We would ask that the court review the community service requirement, given what's going on currently, and in light of my client's otherwise clean record, remove that recommendation. Other than that, we would ask that the court impose sentence based on the recommendation, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. And Mr. Greer, is there anything you'd like to add to what Mr. Melder has said?
I know. As you said, I've been following that stuff and been clean and haven't done anything since certainly February.
Awesome.
So.
Okay. All right. Ready for sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Fines and costs on this file, $720. We've got two state of Michigan fees, a $50 misdemeanor tax and a $75 victim's fund fee. restitution to the state police in the amount of $131. I'm going to place you on probation, sir, for 9 months. Probation fee is $360. I'm going to adopt in full items 1 through 10. I will scratch 6. I'll give you a chance on that community service.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Total on the file, gentlemen, $1,336. Tell me what you need for a due date, Mr. Greer.
Mr. Greer, you need to be able to pay that. Can you, how long will it take you to pay it?
I could pay it by the end of the month. Can I pay it by credit card or check or something?
I'd rather you do it by check, just because if you pay it by credit card, you waste so much money because we use a third-party vendor.
They charge a
Okay.
lot of extra money. It's not like a normal charge, Mr. Greer.
No, we use a third-party vendor and they hit you pretty hard for the fees. So why don't I just say you're going to do that by January 1?
You just need to send
Okay.
a check for the full amount made payable to the 34th District Court and get it to
An
them.
intake scheduled with Growth Works for next week.
Yes. Judge Green's. It's for a felony.
All right. So Miss Greer, is it all right if I ask Mr. Brienthal to finish his comment, whatever he was trying to tell me?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brienthal, what do you want me to know, sir?
I called Growth Works and I had a hard time getting a hold of them.
Wrong one.
And Misty called me back and she set me up so I can do the visual, I think, over the phone or however they do it.
With Growth Works.
And I'm going to Jams Friday, pay them, and I'm going to enroll in that.
Okay.
Because they were closed down for I don't know how long, because you know how the governor
Right.
shut everything down. And
What about AA?
I went to them. I sent Ms. Blunt a copy of my AA meetings, and I have the originals on me.
Miss Blunt, you okay with his AA sheet now?
They're from March.
Hold on, Mr. Brienthal.
Then they shut it off.
Miss Blunt?
They're from March.
Mr. Brienthal, please don't speak right now.
All right. Sorry.
Miss Blunt?
I have 4 meetings that are dated the beginning of March. That's all I have, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Brienthal, you have not been to an AA meeting since March?
That's when they closed the doors.
Okay, well, they're doing online.
I didn't know that, Your Honor.
Well, did you call Miss Blunt and ask her what your options were so you could comply with the orders of probation?
I tried calling Miss Blunt. I talked to her.
Did you ever tell her you were not going to AA because you didn't know what your options were?
I'm sorry. That's my fault.
Okay, see, that's on you.
I know that. Your Honor.
If there's a problem, you can't comply with what I tell you to do, it's on you to contact your attorney or your probation officer and try to find out what your options are.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to tell me, sir?
I'm trying to. I called the Secretary of State. I can get my temporary permit, and I can start. I live a block away from a plasma center, and I can make $500 a month, and I can start complying with the payment.
Okay.
And I would make sure I do that and take care of that.
All right. So we're going to start seeing some regular payments from you as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Blunt, what's your recommendation for Mr. Brienthal?
The biggest issue is the testing. He was obviously set up for testing back in February when he was sentenced, and at that point, nothing was closed. And then I resent them another referral last month, and he still hasn't started testing. Obviously, an adjournment to get documentation from Growth Works, hopefully a payment, maybe some AA meetings, and definitely getting engaged in testing. He is supposed to go twice per month.
Was that January date the 13th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brienthal, if I give you until January 13th, can you get on tracks? We started with Growth Works, get started with your JAMS testing, get your payment started. Can you get on track between now and January 13th?
Yeah, but I can't go to the Plasma Center till February 18th
Okay.
because they won't see my temporary identification card is expired and they will not take that.
All right. You have no source of income right now.
No, I don't. I'm totally dependent on my wife, and it's hard on both of us.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I could just say one
Please.
thing, I spoke with him at length yesterday, and including a conversation with his wife. And the problem with going to Jams for testing is they don't have a car, and also you have to pay to test at Jams. And she indicated to me that the only income that's coming into the household is Social Security disability. So that is the problem with going to Jams. They don't, I know there are other means of transportation, but everything requires money that they really don't have at this point.
Yeah, that's a catch-22 because unless I can confirm that he's not using, probation is useless.
Right, right.
I can go to, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I don't want me to interrupt you,
Go ahead.
but the Jams that's in Dearborn is only about 2 miles from here. I can walk to there and do the afternoon appointments, if that's okay with you. Your
Oh,
Honor.
I don't care where you go. I just need to get some clean testing under your belt so we can convince ourselves that you're not using.
Okay,
And
I understand that.
and Katie, we could probably help him out with some vouchers from Jams, can't we?
Might not be able to do that, but I can talk to GrowthWorks to see if they are, I know they're doing pretty much 99% virtual right now, but see
Yep.
if they can bring anybody in for testing randomly like
Right.
they usually would be doing. I can contact them over there and see if they
All right,
would be able to accommodate.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's forget about testing just for a minute. We're going to put that to the side of the table, Mr. Brienthal. Other than that, everything you can get on track between now and the 13th of January. Yes or no?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So as far as,
I'll do everything in my power.
all right. So as far as testing, here's what we're going to do. Miss Blunt and Miss Greer are going to have some conversation. They're going to come up with a plan that we think is going to work. And then Miss Greer is going to talk to you to confirm that you can comply.
Okay.
Miss Greer, does that work?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay. So let's adjourn this till January 13th. Hopefully it's all good news on the 13th of January.
All right, thank you.
All right, good luck, Mr. Bridenthal.
Very well. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And Sharon, I'm going to ask you again, who's your next one?
Malash.
Well, Malash hasn't talked to Katie yet, correct?
Correct.
All right. So I'll bring him into my meeting just so I can tell him he's got to go to your waiting room, Katie?
Yes, he has an email. He should
All right.
be.
Mr. Malash, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, good morning. Mr. Malash,
Morning.
first of all, I want to give you your props for being in the meeting so early. Unfortunately, you were in the wrong waiting room. You've got to go to the probation waiting room as per the email you got, so you can have some conversation with Miss Blunt.
Yes, sir. I mean, I didn't receive an email. I looked it up, tried to see if I got one. And I didn't receive one.
All right. Actually, what I could do, Katie, I could put the two of you in a breakout room.
Sounds good.
I was going to
All right.
suggest that.
All right. Sharon, why don't I include you? So
At first, it sounds like just another routine court hearing, but within seconds, the tension rises. The judge listens carefully, even shows understanding, especially when the defendant explains he drove because his daughter needed help. For a moment, it feels like empathy might change the outcome. But then the tone shifts. The judge makes it crystal clear. I told you if you drove, you would go to jail, and I'm not a liar. Just like that, the decision is final. 2 days in jail, no arguments, no exceptions. And that's what hits hardest here. It's not anger, it's consistency. The judge isn't yelling, he's enforcing exactly what was already promised. Because in court, warnings aren't suggestions, they're consequences waiting to happen. Even when the defendant pleads for alternatives, asks for weekend time, tries to explain his situation,
the answer doesn't change. The law had already spoken earlier. Today was just the result catching up. This moment proves something powerful. In the courtroom, the real decision isn't made today. It was made the moment you ignored the warning. What do you think? Should the judge have shown more flexibility, or was this the right call?